Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
We're back.
Yeah.
Hi, how you doing?
We all had very opposite days today.
Yeah. Yeah. We need a little check-in. Everybody doing
Sure.
okay?
You went to a baby shower.
I celebrated new life.
I went to a funeral.
And Kelly packed.
I hung out.
That's all eras of life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yep.
I like it.
Yeah.
We're just trying to survive this heat, y'all.
Honestly,
Throw a wedding
though.
in there and we're got the trifecta.
Oh,
Yeah.
who's getting married?
No one.
I literally don't know anyone who would get married now.
I mean, either.
In the foreseeable future.
Who would ever get married now?
This year in 2024.
Yeah.
I don't have any weddings on the docket.
No. They're all
Nope.
married off.
Yeah.
Would you travel for more weddings? I feel like you travel for weddings all the time.
I've only really traveled for 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
My friends in Michigan.
Yeah.
That was in like 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then my Brenna from in Pittsburgh. That's it. Pittsburgh.
Have you ever been to Pittsburgh?
It's a fun town.
Yeah?
It's a fun town.
Hmm.
I would never drive there. I would only ever take like Ubers or like other people driving.
Oh, I see. I thought you meant from Arizona.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was like,
no,
me
no, no, no.
neither.
No. Like driving in that city because they have a lot of bridges.
Oh, yeah.
And they have a lot of roads that like suddenly turn into freeways.
Just fix your mic really
Yep.
quick. It's just very close.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Sorry.
Appreciate that. Yeah, no, they have a lot of like, oh, you're on a bridge, now you're on the freeway. Have fun, figure it out.
Oh.
Seattle's like that, too.
Yeah. And I have never driven in Seattle. And I refuse to.
Did I ever tell you that I almost killed Heather and I on a trip in Seattle in a car?
No.
In my aunt and uncle's neighborhood,
Mhm.
there is this infamous intersection that has no light, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different exits and entrances.
What?
To
Yeah.
get to 8 different ways of traffic.
It's scary.
Very scary. You all have to do the clockwise wait.
Yeah.
Now it's your turn, wait.
Are there stop signs?
There are stop signs, but 2 of the entrances, one goes up to a bridgeway, the other entrance goes to the freeway, which goes to a different bridge, and then the one way goes up to the little town center, and then 2 of the other ways go to neighborhoods. So you have to know exactly which one you need. I would forget constantly. I would
Yeah.
get turnaround constantly for like the first year that I lived there. But the instance where I almost killed us, I'm in my aunt's beat up Volvo from like 1990.
Mm-hmm.
One of the first times I've driven by myself in the city. Heather and I went up there for our middle birthday trip, as we do. And I was like, oh, let's go downtown. Like, we'll have a blast. We can go to the water. She's like, yeah, I'm so down. We get to that intersection and I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
I've never had to do this intersection by myself, like in the driver's seat. Like, I got this. I got this. I got this. I did not got this.
No.
I for sure went down the one way
Oh.
in the opposite direction
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
and had to reverse. First of all, we go down and we know immediately we have chosen the wrong direction
Yeah.
because we see the head-on traffic and Heather's like,
Oh my gosh.
no, wrong way. And I'm like, oh, what do I do?
Oh,
Had to
no.
like reverse out of there so fast. I'm pretty sure people were just like, what in the actual hell is this girl
Right.
doing? And then I like backed up and like skirted on the actual road that I needed to be on. I don't think
Solid.
she's ever trusted me since,
No.
Yeah.
especially while
She
driving.
thought a 4-way stop was bad. Try 8.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
brutal.
Were you either of you there the day that mom was coming to have dinner at my work? And I don't know if it was, I think it was when they came for Christmas Eve because I was working.
Mhm.
It was when I was at the hotel still. And she turned on to the light rail tracks.
Oh, yeah, I was in the car.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Because there's this one turn like onto, I think it's onto Jefferson.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, it looks like you're turning normally.
Yes,
and
I
she
know
turned
exactly
onto
where
the
that is,
tracks.
Yeah.
Granted, I feel like a lot of people have done that.
Oh, absolutely.
I
Yeah.
think it was the way they built the downtown light rail is so stupid.
So
It
dumb.
should have been on a platform,
Yeah.
raised somehow to differentiate it from the street because it
Yeah.
looks like the exact same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Like all the light rails in Seattle are either underground or they're up on bridges and pathways or they're on the freeway.
Which the more north you get, it does.
That's how it does it.
it does get raised.
That's good.
Like the new extension of it that goes into Metro, is above. But anyways.
What are they doing with Getro Center?
Well, most of it's torn down.
Right.
I thought they were making like apartments. And,
Yeah, I mean the plans for it
shopping.
are like this
That's what I
massive like business center / apartments, and
It's just never happened.
Yeah.
I
That-
mean
That's also
yeah.
like the 5th plan because it was going to be
Yeah.
a big super Walmart and that was all that was going to be there.
Super Walmart is there.
Cool. And then they were going to tear down the mall and make the biggest water park in the state. That was
Yeah.
one of the other plans.
Yeah.
Now it's just nothing.
Well, that was the like pipe dream of the guy who owns Cows and
Coasters.
Coasters.
Which still don't understand how that place is.
Still going, still kicking. I'm sorry, I
business.
kicked it.
She's good. She's in.
Okay.
interview. For those who are in Germany, our second from the top biggest city of listeners, by the way, random.
go.
Thank you for anyone in Belgium for listening to us. Spread the word.
Yeah.
Castles and Coasters is this decrepit roller coaster park with putt-putt and an arcade and a couple of other
Arizona's
rides.
only theme park.
Right? There is no other one.
I mean, there's like water parks, but it's the only
But-
true like it has has 2 roller coasters, which roller coaster is a broad term when it comes to those things. But
is anybody in this room a water park person?
I used to be.
Yeah. When I
Now-
was younger.
Gross.
Couldn't pay me enough.
No, they're so nasty.
They're
Tetanus and diapers. I'm good.
Disgusting staph infections
Yeah.
coming out of the wazoo.
I've been getting a lot of like targeted ads on Instagram and stuff for
Yeah.
the Wet and Wild.
Oh yeah, the Six Flags one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Our pass.
no, thank you.
Couldn't pay me
But
enough.
is it's called Hurricane Harbor?
Yeah.
Which I feel like is
Why?
rude.
I
to,
don't
like,
want to be in a hurricane.
people who've experienced hurricanes.
Yeah.
But also the most known roller coaster at Cast and Coasters is called Desert Storm.
Yeah, it is.
Oh no.
Yeah, it is. And I
Yeah.
think it's always been called that.
Yep,
Since
always.
the
And then the
90s.
other one is the Patriot.
I've never ridden on any of those roller coasters. I've only just
Oh.
gone to do mini
For
golf.
putt putt. Yeah. That's a big GCU
Darn.
activity.
Yeah.
Putt putt.
You really missed out. You haven't done the pirate ship?
Nope.
That's my
Oh,
favorite.
the pirate ship is the best one. It's the ones that like swing you.
Oh.
I love those.
Well, yeah. We had there is a Six Flags in Denver.
Oh, yeah.
And they have a
Pirate
one
ship.
like that. Yeah. A ride like
A ride like that. I don't love roller coasters anymore. I used to.
I
But now I just know too much and I've seen too much.
I haven't been on one in a really long time.
No, can't remember the last time. College, probably.
Yeah.
Well, we're just hanging out today. We're going to do probably some jar of questions. And then we wanted to talk about AI. Because why not?
Yeah.
Just very prevalent in our like social conversations right now. I feel like it's everywhere. Also, we didn't plan this, but AI is rampant in our book club book for this month.
Oh yeah, no, literally.
So that worked out perfectly.
You're welcome.
Actually, just forgot about that part.
Yeah.
Yeah. As I was reading it and it became more about the AI of the storyline, I was like, well, this is just damn near perfect.
Yeah.
I can't talk about it yet. One, because I need you to finish listening to it. But
Next episode.
next episode, we'll talk about that book and my comparisons of it to 1984.
Fun fact, never read it.
I didn't have to read it in high school.
I didn't either.
Chose to read it.
Cute.
How fun for you.
Yeah.
I feel like I know enough about it to
Yeah.
exist in
Yeah.
a conversation.
It's basically
about it.
like Big Brother.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
But it was written in
Ye old times.
old times. Is there like pigs in it? Is that part of the storyline?
I think that's Animal Farm.
Animal Farm.
Oh, haven't read
Same
that either.
author. Oh,
It is the same author.
Yeah.
I did have to read Animal Farm.
I did
It's
not.
cool.
I did not. I had to read Mice and Men.
I didn't
Yeah.
have to read that.
What?
I
had to
read
read that.
Beowulf.
Oh,
And-
I
and-
hate
I
Beowulf.
loved Beowulf.
Why?
Because it's Shakespeare.
I hate
Hate.
it.
Loved
all.
it. It's the only time. It was senior year, and it was the only time that English teacher had any ounce of respect for me.
Which
Was
one?
because I
Which
got
English teacher? Mrs.
no guy.
Oh.
What was his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
No matter.
Doesn't matter. He hated me.
Oh, rude.
Oh yeah, he's the reason I graduated high school because I wasn't going to. I was failing his class. And like 3 weeks before graduation, he said, "Here, turn in these assignments and I'll pass you because I don't want to see you next year."
Oh, how kind.
Yeah.
Wow, what a gift.
Yeah.
What a gift.
I don't think he was a teacher when I was there.
No. He'd been around there for a long time, but he was just like a gen ed English.
Oh, I was in AP English, AP
Yeah.
Gov.
Yeah, no.
I couldn't get into AP Math.
Mm.
Fun fact. I have so many fun facts today. Failed my state math. The test.
Test.
Yeah.
What is it called?
Ames?
Ames. I failed that 3 times.
Hmm.
Never passed. State testing.
You
Yeah.
have to do this regularly?
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh.
To be able to, well, I mean, you can get scholarships from it.
Ames is like the Arizona mandated.
We had CSAP.
I think
Same
there's
thing.
a new, like, there's a name for every state. So
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
version for me.
Because that's probably the Colorado.
Yeah. You have to do like there's a math one, a reading one, and a writing
Yes,
one, right?
correct.
Yeah. And now they also they were introducing a science one
Ooh.
as I was getting out of high school. And so
Hell
I
no.
like just missed it. And I
I
was
know.
so glad because I was like, absolutely not.
Mhm.
I have barely passed any science class I've ever taken.
I had to do a chemistry final.
Mm.
And it was like a 40-page report. We had to do like all these different tests and stuff
In high school?
Mm-hmm. And we were partnered with another person to do it
Yeah.
because it was such a large
Oh my God.
final. And my partner,
Sorry.
is it you?
It's me. Halsey, can you hold down the top button so that
This one?
yeah, so that it goes to silent mode? It's probably James.
There you go.
Most likely.
So
That's crazy. Is it not me? Sorry, we're hearing dinging in the studio.
Oh, is it me?
Oh. Popular.
Nope.
See.
It's not me?
Popular.
Oh, good job.
I put your phone on Do Not Disturb.
Is it someone that can disturb, like a family member?
No.
Is it Wubby? Oh.
Oh, tell him to just
Dilly.
Shut
go
up.
away.
Oh, dilly pop.
Okay, so
anyways,
two-person.
2-person
40
chemistry
page.
final. Yeah, we had to do all these experiments. I don't even remember what it
What?
was.
Oh.
And then like answer all these questions about it. My partner, I was a junior at the time. My partner was a senior and she was like, I don't
Whoa.
need this class to pass. I'm not going to pass it anyway,
No.
so I'm not going to do it.
Come on.
I had to do it by myself. So I kind of partnered up with another group and we
Good.
shared answers, but then I got a plagiarism, like I went to the teacher and cried and was like, you do not understand. Like I had to do this entire thing by myself. They did not care.
Shut up.
Wow.
They're like, you should have figured it out.
Public school.
Yay.
I hate it here.
Gotta love it.
The worst.
That's
I mean, that
Colorado.
test, the Ames, I didn't need, I could have applied anywhere and
Yeah.
never submitted my Ames scores to anything. And I could have gone, and I did get into any college that I wanted to get into just based on my GPA
Mm-hmm.
and my extracurriculars. And that's it. That's
Yeah.
all that matters.
or the Ames helps with scholarships.
Right. But I
Oh.
was already getting FAFSA. So I was like, I don't care.
Yeah.
My FAFSA paid for a good chunk of my school and then I paid for the rest.
Yeah.
I didn't care. Anyways,
I knew I was probably gonna drop out of college, so and I did.
okay, jar of questions. We're back.
A JOQ. I got the burps.
Ooh, what's something you've always wanted to try but you haven't yet? Why is your face like something dirty?
Because I burped and I blew it at you.
How dare you? Meanwhile, I was like, she's thinking of something sexual right now.
Now I am.
What is something? Can you please
Yeah.
reread?
What's something you've always wanted to try but haven't yet?
That's all I can think about.
Now sex things, positions, toys.
Places?
Kelly's always places for you.
Listen, I want to be a
Kinky.
little adventurous, okay?
Yeah.
You have lots of opportunities in the coming week.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's a mom-friendly answer?
I would like to try a cooking class of some sort.
Yeah.
I'd really like to go to like a sushi making class.
I've always wanted to do sushi
I
making.
think
Like
that would be
in
fun.
Hitch.
Yeah.
When he has
Yeah.
the allergic reaction.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
I think it'd
So
be
good.
so fun.
I love a cooking class.
Yeah,
We
I've never
pick a
done one.
cooking class every time we go on like a big trip.
Oh.
So we actually did 2 in Italy.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Duh.
Yeah. It's so fun.
Was the tiramisu at the same one that you did for making the pastas?
Mm-mm.
Those are
Different. That was the family one. They have like a winery and villa on the hills in Tuscany, overlooking hills and vineyards and castles.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
Yeah,
Honestly,
honestly.
This is so cool, actually. The dad just got to bear the torch for Italy for the Olympics.
That's so cool.
I just watched they just posted a
fun.
bunch of stuff on their social about the day. It was like such an honoring
That's
day. Isn't that
awesome.
cool?
That is so cool.
I don't know why he was chosen, other than the fact that one thing that I know about him is this is so random. His family is in socks. They have
Stocks or socks?
Socks.
Okay.
Like designer socks.
Oh, okay.
They have like a manufacturing warehouse in New York. Celebrities are known to wear these socks.
Yeah.
In fact, the most recent one was when Lady Gaga, who's going to be Harley Quinn in the next Batman, there was Joker, thank you. There was a shot on the steps of City Hall, and she's in these huge stockings. And that was the first picture that came out about the movie and about her being in it. Those are their socks.
Wow.
So his family has made a massive fortune in sock designing. He was a part of it for a while and got so sick of like New York and the hustle, and it's just not the life that he wanted. So he cashed out, met his wife. She was Italian, moved to Italy.
He's American.
I think he's Italian American, if I remember correctly, and from Italy, but lived most of his life in the US.
Wow.
Wow.
And they bought a vineyard and a winery, and they do like an Airbnb experience where you get to go for the whole day. And in the summer, you're allowed to swim because they have an infinity pool that looks over their vineyard.
Oh my gosh.
And you can stay there too. They have like a separate villa that houses like 12 people. People have weddings there all the time. The last wedding they did the just a huge long table in the middle of the vineyard, strong lights. It was incredible.
So cool.
Tenuta Shadondon, the one that I did for the Valentine's Day episode. That was their cookbook.
Cute.
But yeah, he got to carry the torch. How cool is that?
That is awesome.
I've never known anyone to do that. Now I do.
I'd also like to be able to carry the torch.
That would be dope.
In Colorado Springs, there's an Olympic museum.
Yeah.
And Paralympic. It's very cool. And they have, I don't know if they're the actual, I assume they're the actual, but I don't know. All the torches from past years.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Because they make a
Cool.
bunch of them.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
there's so many.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
not
know if
just
it's
one.
the,
Well, no, duh.
but yeah, it's whatever it looked like that year they have.
Oh, that's
and
so
they're
cool.
like in
replicas.
chronological order.
Cool.
Yeah.
Love it.
I kind of did think it was one when I was little. It was the magic of the Olympics.
Yeah,
It
I
was
know.
like, then they run around and they travel the world and then they pass it off.
Pass the torch.
And then the light stays lit the entire time.
Yeah.
And then as I got older, I realized, oh, they're just different torches.
The miracle of fire.
Our step grandfather worked the Olympics when it was in Vegas.
Yeah, I remember growing up, he had a huge the poster from that
Yeah,
Olympics.
and he has all the pins from like he went up because the like pin trading is a big thing at the Olympics.
Yeah.
Amongst
like Disneyland.
the employees and athletes, and so he had pins from like all over the world
How cool.
from different Olympians and stuff. But
Yeah.
What would you like to try that you haven't yet?
I would like to be an Olympic athlete.
Oh, okay. Which Olympic sport?
The one where you ride a horse and then you shoot a gun.
Wow, that's not
Oh wait,
what I
no,
thought you
not
were
that
gonna
one.
pick.
The one where you ski and then shoot a gun.
That's
Oh.
a sport.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's cross country skiing, and then you stop, shoot a gun, keep skiing, stop, shoot a gun, keep skiing.
That seems very dangerous. I don't
It's
like
a thing.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that or like the luge. I always liked the luge. The luge.
Yeah.
Cool Runnings.
Cool Runnings, absolutely.
Staple movie.
That's the bobsled team.
Oh,
Oh,
that's the luge.
Isn't that might be bobsledding as well?
I was like, isn't
I don't know.
Let's Google it later.
The luge, I think, is like what you go
down.
down.
Oh,
You are
yeah.
in a bobsled.
So I was right.
Yeah. No, you're right. For sure.
So what would you like to do?
She's stalling.
what would you like to do?
I already answered.
God damn it. What did you say?
What would I say? I mean, I would like to live in a different country.
Mm,
We know that.
Mm-hmm.
We notice.
I honestly would like to foster a kid someday.
Oh.
Not now, but later.
Yeah.
I think that's like when I'm in my 50s, 60s situation.
Really?
Yeah. depending on what country we're living in and what that situation's all about. But yeah, either that or I also would die to be that family from the grocery store commercial and have exchange students. I can't wait till that season of life. I think that would be so fun.
If you got to choose with a foster kid, would you want them to be like
Older.
teen-ish age?
Yeah, I cannot do the bebés.
Yeah.
I really, like, that's having a baby and having to be their only source of survival.
Yeah.
Terrifies me. I know that people say like, well, you'll know with your own and you just know and you just wake up one day after you have the baby and you can figure everything out. I'm like, I just don't think that exists in my brain, but thank you. There are many tens of thousands of kids in our foster care system, and I would really love to be a help in that arena, but I want to be a help in the arena of an older kid who like isn't chosen. And I know that is a harder walk usually to walk, but I don't care. Like any kid needs to be loved, and there's just too many in those situations. So I think fostering is definitely something James and I would be down for in our retirement or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
So my real thing,
Thank you.
is I would really like to get into stand up.
Oh.
It's something I've wanted for a long time and was starting to work on with some friends pre-pandemic, and like we were gonna start doing some like open mics.
Yeah.
And let me just bomb for a while.
Yeah. That's what you gotta do.
And then COVID started, and then I was like, never mind.
Yeah.
Why have you never done anything on the socials?
I
I mean, I feel like a lot of stand-ups start there now.
yeah. I feel like because the stuff that I have written doesn't feel like stuff that is like, shut up.
Tell me a joke. What do you got?
That's so rude. Absolutely not. Can't put me on the spot like that. No.
You have stuff written. I'm like, that's more than I thought.
Anyways,
Oh,
the stuff I have written feels more like it needs to be with like a live audience, not
social audience.
yeah, because it needs real like feasible interaction and not.
Do you want to be like a crowd worker?
It's not super crowd work heavy. Like I think that would be part of it. It's very similar. I hate like comparing myself to other comedians because I never want to be like, I would never want to be compared on stage.
Yeah.
To another comedian. But like Taylor Tomlinson, like her like
Dryness.
her not just her dryness, but like her way of incorporating. Because I've seen her live now, and she incorporates her life, but also just crowd interaction.
Yeah.
In a really
and what she sees in front of her.
Yeah, but in a really interesting way, other than just like calling out hecklers or whatever, or just like random front audience interactions. She uses it to like aid the extension of her bit.
Yeah.
So
That's a lot of in the moment reworking in your brain too. That's like such an interesting and very talented skill. Like it blows me away when comedians can do that and then incorporate it later in their act or like refer back to something that happened at the beginning. I'm always amazed by stuff like that.
Right. I'm like, how do you
do that?
Because I feel like I would be so like tunnel vision in that moment that like to be able to remember what I said 30 minutes earlier.
So smooth about it. Yeah. Funnily enough, speaking of crowd work, I literally just got a TikTok in my feed today of a stand-up comedian woman. I don't remember which city, doesn't matter. But she did a little crowd work and then she sees this one couple in the front row. She's like, oh my God, you guys are so cute and cuddly. And then they immediately separated. And she's like,
why would you sit in the front row?
what's that? Are you dating? Are you together? And they just start laughing. And they get really quiet and then they just like both put their hands in their laps. And then she's like, oh, do you have someone? And you have someone? Interesting. And the whole crowd is like, ooh.
No.
And they just start giggling again. They're like, no. and the camera guy was so good. He got like dead profile on to the dude.
Yeah.
So there's no way that you're not going to be able to like see him, call him out and recognize him.
Yeah.
And then she goes down like with her microphone, like leans into them. And she's like, so what are your names? And they just were like, okay,
Oh,
moving
no.
on.
Now, why would you sit in the front row
Right?
of a comedy show?
Bold.
Yeah, you're an
Dangerous.
idiot. Like, you asked to get caught.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they probably did.
Yeah.
But could you imagine finding that out on TikTok? From a
No.
TikTok? That's brutal.
Oh, my favorite is the one where, because when you're a true girl's girl, who will be like, if your boyfriend was on this flight at this time flying to this city,
Yeah.
he's fully cheating on you and did for the entire trip he was just on.
Yeah.
And this is what he looked like, and this was his full name, and this is the seat he was in.
Yeah.
So just like, heads up.
Yeah. People are bold, man.
Yeah.
And they don't think anybody's watching. I think that's
Yeah.
so, you're just so silly.
In today's world,
Yeah.
please.
In girl world.
In girl world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. So AI. It's
Yeah.
taking over the world.
Speaking of, everything's watching you all the time.
Yeah. All around you. I saw this TikTok a while ago and I was like, that's crazy. I don't believe that, but it's very much true. And I sent it to the girls and it was about how much energy a ChatGPT prompt,
Single prompt.
one prompt, what kind of energy that takes from our world and like what that adds to your own personal carbon footprint. And I've been out here for the last year just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Using up a
some-
supercomputer worth
spending
of
some prompts.
Yeah.
And I don't think people think about that
Yeah.
in terms of technology, like what we do on our phones and what we do on our computers, what that actually means like as a carbon footprint in our world.
Yeah.
And it weirded me out so much because it was one of the first times where I'm like, do I care more about the technology and like being able to use something that is so smart and really helps me do my job?
Yeah.
Or do I care more about the world? And I feel like we're going to time and time again be having to question that as we get older.
Well, and I think because the internet and having such quick access to have an answer for anything is such a I just had the word and it left my brain. Construct of an idea, like it. I don't think that's the word I wanted to use.
It's okay.
Intangible
Yeah.
type of interaction.
Yeah, you don't think
And
about
so
what goes
absent-
into that.
Yeah, so absent-minded that it's
Yes.
like, of course I have the internet on my phone. I have cell service. Like,
Right.
okay, but like
What creates
is
cell
giving
service?
You, yeah, and like the
What
internet
is
such,
Wi-Fi?
Yeah, right.
What is Wi-Fi?
The internet is such a illusion
Yes.
that
It
you don't think,
is.
oh, there's a computer hardlined
Yeah.
into something that is powering your search.
There's this very creepy look into the future where people think that mostly, well, this is everywhere, but the US will just become one big data center and storage facility. Like that's what will take over our world. Because I mean, how many storage facilities do we really need in one neighborhood? In our neighborhood, there are 6.
Really?
In just
There's
a 2
so many in my
mile
neighborhood.
radius.
Yeah.
And it's just people's buying junk and putting it into another box and put that into another box. Like why that's why I feel like I'm so disenfranchised from this country, and like the potential of where it's going terrifies me. And like this illusion of like, what does the internet really mean? Even like our phones, like what's happening in Congo and Uganda, like these people are literally slaves mining for cobalt so that we can have microchips and computers and phones, and they've lived no life other than to serve for these huge companies.
Many of them children.
Child labor like you've never seen. And again, this has been in my brain a lot lately, is just like, what am I capable of changing in my own skill set, in my own life? And like, what is too much caring or not enough caring? Like, I don't know the scale anymore because we are so connected to everything happening right now. And everyone who is above me in authority isn't giving a shit. So like, how am I supposed to? Like, what is little old me supposed to do? And I feel like we're also disenfranchised from all of it. I'm tired.
Yeah. It's one thing after another.
Yeah. Also, it feels like the reason we want to talk about AI is just because it feels like every single company is coming out with some kind of AI-ness and why. So like for you guys in your day-to-day, what have you used anything? Are you curious about anything? Like what in practice have you actually touched or been interested in?
I think for me, the most that I have like knowingly used is ChatGPT to like help write descriptions, prompt, whatever.
Yep.
But also more prevalent, like more commonly now, even like a simple Google search, the AI.
Yeah.
Or Instagram search.
Yeah.
Is now an AI feature.
Yeah. And so it's like, now I'm not even trying to use it, but that's the first thing it's feeding me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm going to read to like get my answer.
Right.
And
I mean, this week, Amazon launched Ralph. Worst name on the face of the planet.
For Alexa wasn't much better.
True. But that one at least made sense.
Did I knock her off?
Oh God. That one at least made sense alphabetically, right? Like that was why Jeff Bezos picked Amazon, because it was at the top of the alphabet, and anyone who would search something, they knew it would pop right up. So
why did they name it like Alexa?
or just Siri isn't a name, right? Is that our food? I think it's our food. No way.
Alexa, stop.
That's crazy. That was not an hour. We ordered pizza, and it got here in less than 30 minutes. When I ordered 60.
A caprese salad with chicken.
Yum.
Oh, yummy.
Mostly because my lunch is making me feel yuck.
Oh, well.
Okay.
Hey, listening to your body. They launched Ralph, and
what does Ralph do?
It's just an AI shopping functionality. So like you can go in and say, I'm looking for camping gear. What would you recommend as like my starter kit? And then it will spit out a bunch of recommendations on
which are all going to be Amazon basics.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's not going to be any big wholesalers. It's not going to be any other brands. And it's definitely not going to be mom and pop brands.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be, here's the 10 Amazon basics that you should order.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we can make more money.
Yeah.
I haven't even used the Meta AI because I have no idea why I would use it.
Yeah, same.
Not touching that.
One, I rarely use Instagram search unless I know exactly who I'm looking for.
Same.
Or I'm looking for an exact hashtag. I use TikTok search more than anything. If anything, I'm using TikTok search more than Google.
Really?
Yeah, because now that Google has done away with SEO and it's just like a crapshoot and just junk right now, TikTok gives me way more targeted content every single time I use it. I've never not had gone to TikTok and found exactly what I needed, like within the first search.
I learned something on TikTok this week on how to use TikTok better,
Tell
which
us.
is if you're watching a video and it says that there's going to be a part 2 or whatever, all you have to do is from that video, hit the search button and search second part or whatever, like, second, whatever. Part two. And it'll be the first video that pops up.
That's cool.
After you search.
Oh.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah.
That it's so
beautiful.
Because it happens all the time. You'll get a video where you're like, well, I want to see the result or whatever. Like, stop talking. I just want to see the end result.
Show me the thing.
Especially like often for me, because very targeted, it's either the second part of a comedy special that I'm watching on TikTok instead of paying for the streaming service that it's on, or it's hairstylist.
Oh.
Like, because I watch a lot of the consult.
I love
hairstylists.
Those.
Where they'll do the consult and then you have to go to part 2 for
I hate that though.
Yeah. There's one who I love, always does the reveal.
Thank you.
In one part.
As it should, especially for hair.
Yeah.
Come on. Don't make me go to another video just to see the result of the hair. And always the part 2 has like more intro of what I've already seen and not the reveal.
Yeah.
Just give it to me.
Or it's always I didn't expect that to blow up. Oh my gosh. Blah, blah, blah. This is all the backstory.
Much.
Thank you so much for and I'm like, shut up. Show me the thing.
For those who have not seen part 1, let me just give you a synopsis.
Yeah.
No.
But the nice thing with TikTok is you can just fast forward a little. Which I'm so spoiled on because now I'll be on Instagram and I'm like, okay, this is boring. I just want to see the end. And I'm like, I can't fast forward.
Facebook video now lets you.
Facebook video.
Did you know that TikTokers have a name for those people? I am a 2-time speeder as well.
Yeah. What?
We're the brain rot crew.
Yeah.
Hilarious. I was like, you know what? Fine.
Yeah.
I am. So
I'll
what?
take it.
I keep knocking both of these.
It's okay. Just
sorry.
mind the fail.
But yeah, AI, you know?
No. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to kind of change
Subject.
the conversation.
With the climate stuff.
Yeah.
This came up a lot pre the AI boom of this last year was the NFT boom.
Yeah.
And people realize like that was the first thing of people realizing that like, oh no, technology has an insane effect on our climate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like the supercomputers and all this, like the amount of energy that it takes to produce a single NFT image is insane.
Mm-hmm.
And people are finally realizing like, oh, this has like more effect than just me screenshotting something. Like, no, like you're affecting the planet.
You are indeed. I almost had to do, this is so random, but I'm not an NDA anymore. I almost had to help Timbaland launch his NFT website and program. It never came to fruition because I think they realized that there wasn't going to be millions of dollars in it. They wanted to be the next yacht club.
Yeah, the monkeys.
The monkeys with the Bieber and the...
Remember when we saw that guy in the gas station?
Yes.
I don't remember what, but he had a shirt that had the monkey on it. His license plate had like something about
because
monkey.
he owns it.
Probably.
Yeah.
But
well, he owns that NFT.
Yeah.
He had the shirt and he had like jean shorts or like khakis. And he had the shirt tucked in and like the belt was like here on his belly and he was just like rolling around. Yeah. He's like, oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
random.
So while that was happening, that project was happening, I was learning more about NFTs for research purposes because I'm like, how do I even talk about this? I feel like a dumbass. And I was learning more about the climate stuff. And I went to my CEO just to be like, should we really be doing this kind of work? Like, this doesn't make sense ethically. And he's like, I don't care. Yeah. It's like, cool. And that's, and that again is why I'm tired, because I'm like, why do my generation, why do we have to care more than the last generation?
Yeah.
And you're the ones that did all this.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't even here when you were making a mess of my freaking world.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to fix any of
I
it?
didn't vote for Reagan. You did.
Don't even get me started.
Yeah.
I really don't know what the solution is. However, I'm pretty good about picking trends that actually make it and like function and like people want to do that thing. I think AI as it exists today and the functionality that exists today, I think it's a fad, much like Bitcoin or NFTs. Like, I just don't think it will. It's all the rage right now because people think it's the next thing to make you money, but it's all in corporations. The normal everyday person, I don't think they could care less, which is why like the book that we're reading for book CLURB, Re-Coil, has AI as a part of the storyline. And reading it, I didn't get scared of like, oh my gosh, this is my future, because I just can't imagine a world where like this actually happens. It's just too science fiction-y for me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's so funny because I was sitting there reading it going, oh no, it's already here.
It's happening. I'm seeing the beginnings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
When you think about AI and how, and like with ChatGPT and how much that's taking away from people's careers that they have built years
artists
with.
And
artists, copywriters, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
And now anyone can go in and write a simple prompt and get
hundreds
it
of
in
options.
a second.
Yeah.
And not have to wait, not have to pay for
right.
that.
Hence the writer's strike.
Yeah. I mean, but at the same time, like, none of it is quality.
No.
I have to recraft and then recraft again, either my prompt or just rewrite it myself, because the majority of the time it's just so dry.
Yeah.
Even if I try to change the tonality or whatever, like teach it more about myself, it doesn't remember. So like every time I use it, I have to redo all that work again. I would never have to do that with a regular copywriter or a designer.
Yeah.
I will say though, something we haven't touched on yet is the AI photo video creations that are starting to come out. Those do terrify me.
Yeah.
One of the things we talked about offline was the Megan Thee Stallion sex tape AI leak that was completely fake, but wrecked her for a straight month. She was getting hell on social media, on stage crying while it's happening, while this was all going on, because she's just so overwhelmed with like how awful it is that someone could make it, but could make it look so real.
Yeah.
Ew,
But
so
I mean,
yucky.
that was happening to Emma Watson 10 years ago.
Really?
Oh yeah, there was lawsuits about it, like
Huh.
especially because they were using imagery of her as a minor
Ew.
from like Harry Potter era.
Yuck.
Yeah. No, the like face swapping with pornography has been happening for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a
Now
long
it's
time.
just getting
Now it's just better.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Creepy.
is so gross and so terrifying. I mean, even there was around the Super Bowl some really disgusting, awful AI images that were created of Taylor Swift being assaulted in a locker room.
Yes, I remember
by like
this.
weird racist caricatures of football players.
Yuck.
And it was really gross, and it was all over Twitter.
So, with that in
Is
mind,
that?
yeah, I heard about it, but I didn't know the details. That is awful.
Yeah.
I think what us as like normal everyday folk will need to do is, one, be really mindful of checking and rechecking sources and making sure that what you're seeing is really real, and doing the due diligence of finding out more information instead of just reading the headline, right?
Yeah.
You can't just look at something and just claim that that is truth anymore. You have to do your research, which is why years like this one, like an election year where half of Americans could care less to do that, that's what really scares me.
Yeah.
The fake news of it all has like gone up 10 times what it was in 2016, and I'm scared.
It's terrifying.
There are resources out there, and I am excited to see so many new startups come out to counteract that. Like there is a bunch of people that have banded together to create a like AI check source, so you can like input the thing that you have gotten, whether it's a document, an email, a photo, or a video, and it will read through it and look to see if there is any kind of AI watermark or something that will reflect that this has been created with AI, so that it can tell you for sure if this was real or not.
Yeah.
So those kinds of things, you know, when AI or all these like evil-esque notions are coming out of this topic, there are other people counteracting it, and that makes me happy. Like, that's the humanity of our world, that there will always be someone trying to counteract. Thank God.
You might find this interesting. This last week there was an artist, quote artist, getting just ripped apart on Twitter. So he's been, I mean, plagiarizing in general in comics has been a thing for ever. Tracing, reusing faces, like it's just kind of a thing. Almost a slightly unspoken thing within the comic book world.
Interesting.
But there's this specific artist who has been called out hundreds of times for ripping off other artists. And now I guess he's gotten to the point where he's been called out so much that he's not even really bothering to hide it.
Oh.
And also is now fully using AI to create these images for comic book covers.
Wow.
And still being paid by DC, Marvel, all these like big brands.
Gross.
In the comic book world.
Really?
Yeah.
Probably because he's cheaper too than everybody
Oh,
else.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's always
Because
about
he's
the money.
Yeah.
not doing any work. He's
Right.
putting stuff into a prompt system and
Gross.
getting the imagery. But like people called it out because they're like, if you zoomed in on his Superman cover he did recently, the S has a double like loop on the double tail on the end. Like there's two marks.
Oh man.
See, that's what's so funny to me.
Yeah.
Every time I see someone point out the thing that is obviously not real or is uncanny valley, I'm like, yeah, it's so obvious to me that someone would look at that and be like, yeah, no real human made this, but it is fooling so many other people. It's wild.
Oh, the Facebook parents who just don't like our parents' generation, who just see pictures on Facebook that are so obviously
Copy
like
and paste this entire thread if you don't want to be using your
Tell Mark Zuckerberg to go fuck himself, and then he won't take your data. Just copy and paste this into your bio. I'm like, it's so sad. Should we do one more quickie question?
Yeah.
Were we done with?
Well, I just wanted to hear a little bit more on like how you felt about like artists, because as a digital artist, as someone who has it's on the floor, as someone who has like created a lot of, you know, beautiful imagery and stuff, like you're welcome, and who has a degree in it, how do you feel about it? You have a degree.
I do.
This is Kelly's degree moment. Bring it up.
Yeah, because I got my degree in web design, and as I was coming close to graduation, things like Squarespace and Wix and whatever other platform, they were becoming so much more common and popular, where anyone can make a beautiful designed website just
in under minutes.
Yeah. And this
not
is
sponsored.
not sponsored by
Squarespace.
Their ads are everywhere, man. They're
honestly
in my brain.
Yeah. And they make it so easy to have it function however you want and serve whatever purpose you're looking for.
Yeah.
And so
you can edit their templates in
add your Shopify and so yeah, trying to finish a degree where I was learning how to code and do all of it by hand. Yeah, like I was starting to get in the mindset of why am I doing this? Why am I spending so much money to do this?
Oh.
And then to not end up using it.
Yeah.
I wanted to change I've told you guys this too, but I wanted to change my degree my last year, but I was so close to graduating that it realistically didn't make sense for me to switch anything. So it's like
you'd already put so many eggs in that basket.
So that was what I was kind of stuck with, and not that anyone necessarily.
And you're using it now. Yeah, a little bit.
If she has time, she can help me with the website.
Yes.
On Squarespace.
Yeah. Do we use Squarespace?
Yes. Yeah, we do.
Oh, nice.
We really do.
Did we get 10% off?
We did not.
Oh, but if you use our code.
There's so many codes.
It's 10% off 1 month.
Oh.
Yeah, babies.
Come on, Squarespace.
And I spend for 2 domains $24 a month.
Oh, not bad at all. So okay, $24 a month to have 2 websites look however you want, and or
continues to sound like a Squarespace ad.
It really does. We're really not recommending it yet.
But so yeah, like it was hard to think, oh, I put all this time and effort into it. Now I'm going to try to find a job that is this,
right?
When no one needs to really go to an agency to have that done.
Not anymore.
So it was definitely discouraging, I think, because I was so excited before going into college itself. Like I was doing a lot of videographer stuff and photography for camp and all that stuff. And so I was really excited to get more into that space.
Yep.
And I just felt like it slowly was kind of pulled away from me.
Yeah.
So kind of a bummer.
I hate that floundering feeling too at that age of just like, I feel like things are spiraling. I can't control any of it. The universe is changing so fast. And I thought I was ahead of the game.
Yeah. And I was like, this is going to be it. Like web developers can make so much money.
Back then.
And it's gonna be so cool. I'm gonna be in my dark little dungeon all the time and like just coding, and it's gonna be so cool.
Yeah.
And the closer I got to graduation, the more I hated it. I was like, okay.
I think we're seeing a renaissance though of real digital creators.
Yeah.
Especially like the YouTubers that I watch are those people. Like they are the ones who have personal editors, that they have, they have teams. They're not relying on big corporations to back them anymore. Like like a lot of YouTubers were even 5, 6, 10 years ago, when being a part of like a management company was a much bigger deal. And that was the only way to make money through YouTube was if you were tied to one of these companies. And that's just not true anymore.
Or the content houses.
God. And so now, like, I see Jarvis Johnson, who like one of his editors is now one of the bigger commentary YouTubers. Like, he came up just from editing on his, on Jarvis's videos. It's
smart.
Yeah. Well, and I think like now with this whole adventure, it's given me a new opportunity to kind of
stretch the muscles.
Yeah, stretch those muscles, because I also felt really burnt out on it going from a web developing job to Panera, and then going to graphic design for a few years, and just having to always crank so much out for a single company. And then I'd come home and it's like, I don't want to do anything. Like, I've been staring at my computer all day long.
I can't do it.
Like, I can't think about, doing that
passion
same
projects.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
So it's been fun to kind of figure out my own style of things. And
Your Luke.
yeah,
I like it.
I like it too.
I'm trying.
You're doing great, babe. I mean, none of this would happen if I had a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Truly, like, this is my dream to like just have the time to create, but like would never have happened otherwise.
Well, and as I've gotten like, more into editing and stuff I never thought I would get into like Premiere Pro as much as I have and really actively enjoy it as much as I do.
And teaching yourself stuff.
And teaching myself stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've thought about taking a class or something, but it's just...
You could? You want to do like a master class?
Yeah, but I want to be in like a class. Like, I can't...
You need a tangible classroom.
Not so much a tangible classroom, but I need like... Maybe if it was like a community college course.
Okay.
With other people.
Okay.
Like, I can't just like watch some guy's videos and then do a project.
Sure,
I need like other people.
Yeah.
So I've thought about that because I've thought more recently about the idea of like not just editing for us, but editing for other creators. And
that's a whole other world.
Yeah.
But definitely one that can happen remotely.
Yeah.
Which is beautiful.
Yeah.
And you can get, I don't know, if you get good enough, when you get good enough, the whole world is open to you in terms of like who you get to create with.
I just think I have, not to, toot my own horn here, but I do think I have an eye for some of it. And I do think I see content maybe differently than other editors do.
Sure.
I mean, every editor sees content differently, but I think I could bring something different to the community. I don't know. You know what I mean.
Something to the community. I do agree with the Renaissance. We gotta pick a quickie.
I know.
Okay, we're gonna do one quick jar of questions.
That's why I look at them.
Rude. I like the surprise. Oh.
Meh. I get to say meh. I submitted most of these.
Oh, okay.
From ChatGPT.
And I was like, what if it was mine?
I'm just joking.
Oh, interesting. Okay. This kind of goes with the question we answered last episode.
Oh, nice.
If you can meet your future self, what would you ask them?
Oh, wow.
Oh.
And I sound like Roadrunner for a second.
Oh, gosh.
What would you ask future Bailey? What would you ask 65-year-old Bailey? 30 years in the future.
Probably if she regrets not having kids. Because I think that is the biggest life-changing thing that I've decided for myself at this age, that I don't know how it's going to affect her heart.
Yeah.
And... But I don't like kids enough to be like, oh, I'll change that about myself so that I can appease 65-year-old Bailey.
Yeah.
But that's why I love my TikTok feed. I have crafted that bitch. Like she is me.
Personal
I am
birth
her.
control.
Literally. Oh my God. By the way, I have to send you a TikTok. You know the girl with the list. Have you heard about the girl with the list? Yeah. Okay.
There's the list of reasons not to have children.
It's like, we're in the thousands at this point. Every time she sees one, she'll write it down and then
it's mostly reasons to not get pregnant than it is reasons to not have children.
Okay.
I don't even remember what this is called, but the woman came on screen. She was pregnant at like maybe 2-3 months. And then she flashes to 9 months right before she had her baby. She went from this beautiful Asian woman, gorgeous locks and hair, gorgeous skin. She looked like a goddamn troll at 9 months. It looked like the life had been sucked from her. She looked like she
literally has been.
Everyone was like jump scare in the comments because they're like, there ain't no way, that has to be a filter. That can't be her real face. But she looked like
Bella in Twilight?
No.
Oh.
No. That would have been cute. She looked like, in Princess Diaries, the woman, Billy Crystal and his wife, who bring him back to life with the chocolate.
Yeah.
Do you remember what she looks like? I'm a witch. She's a witch. She has like a big witchy nose and like the jowls, and she's like pockmarked.
The ones who want to be royalty?
In The Princess Bride.
In The Princess, what did I say?
Princess Bride. You said Princess Diaries.
I was like, I have no
I'm like,
idea.
Billy Crystal is not in The Princess Diaries.
Definitely Princess Bride.
Okay.
So sorry.
I know who you're talking about now.
Okay, great.
Quit telling everybody I'm dead.
Yes. That's what she looked like. Just Indian. And it was so terrifying to me. Anyways, I just don't want it enough.
Yeah.
And I think it would change all the things that I love about my life. And that's just not worth it to me. But why I love my FYP is that I get so many older creators, like in their 60s, 70s, who will ask people to ask them questions like, what do you want to know about this era of life? And a lot of them are like, do you regret not having kids? And every single time they say no. Every single time they're like, nope, that was the best decision I ever made for myself. Nope, I could never have experienced the life that I've experienced if I had had a kid.
Yeah.
And it just wouldn't have fulfilled me in any way that people tell me it will.
Yeah.
So, but I still, it's that one thing in a woman's life that you have to make that decision. You only have one time period that you can make this happen.
Yeah.
And once it's gone, it's gone. So of course it's like the one thing that I can do with my body that I'm just like, would I want that?
Yeah.
Would I not? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd like to know.
Not to be a broken record, but with spousal, like that's kind of the conversation that Jansen and I had to fill you in.
Hi.
Is that it's because I'm already thinking with that mindset of I don't want to get to that point and say like I didn't even try.
Yeah.
And
I liked your reasoning.
So yeah.
I loved your reasoning.
I want to at least say like maybe it's not in the cards for me, but at least I did put some effort into making it happen, and now's when it's gonna happen, if ever. So I'd rather try and
you would be a good mom.
Oh my God, you will be the greatest mom.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Whatever that looks like.
Yeah.
Whether that is you guys having kids or fostering or whatever.
Fostering. Yeah. But I loved how you put it in the show, and everybody should go subscribe to Spousal Obligation. Please do. It's on
I'm subscribed.
Podcast platforms, YouTube. It was my favorite episode you guys have done because it felt I could relate to so much of what you were saying, but then I learned so much about you by your answer.
Yeah.
And the differences in what our answers would be. But it totally makes sense, and I'm glad that you are there, and I hope that you have peace in that mindset too of just like if it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
And I might as well just try.
Yeah.
I just know based on my genetics, the second I think I want to get pregnant, I would get pregnant.
Yeah.
I just know it. I would not need any help. And that's scary. And I'd probably get pregnant with twins, knowing my luck.
Right?
Yeah. Can't do it.
Yeah.
I don't touch. Never mind.
So if I had to if I had to ask a question, I think kind of similarly in that, but I would ask if there's like any decision I wish I would have made differently that could have changed where I'm at as an older person. But based on the decisions that I did make, like, are we happy with where we're at, or do you wish that there was like another path you would have taken?
I like that.
So kind of similar.
Yeah. I like what do you regret so that I can go back and figure out how to not do that.
Yeah.
Very Back to the Future of you.
Yeah. How banging is my wife?
She would show you her.
I would hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Like, let me know what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Where's she at?
Where's she at? When do I meet her?
Oh.
How long do I have to wait?
Yeah.
No, I don't. Because I'm the like, if time travel were real, it would mess up the time-space continuums, and we can't time travel.
And you can't meet yourself.
And you can't meet yourself because then you will never be that self.
I know, but like, I still want to.
Yeah.
I know. No, if I met 60, like, okay, I went 30 years in the future for you, so 30 years in the future for me would be 58.
Why'd you have to put it like that?
So 58-year-old me, which is basically about our mom's age.
Yeah.
That's hard to think about.
I know.
That's because then I go into the like, how's mom? She's still around? Like, you know,
Is she
those kind of
living with you?
Oh, mommy, I love you so much. No.
No.
Yeah, I think I would ask maybe about like my current friendships, like who's still in my life. Because there are, I have like my couple friend who just had their baby.
Yeah.
Like they're friends who I met 2 years ago who I just know I'm going to grow old with.
Oh, I love that.
Like I can't see my life without them now. I couldn't see myself not growing old with Allison. Like I just, it just like makes sense for them to be in my life.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good.
I like that we all have hopeful futures.
Yeah.
That we're all thinking of them positively.
We're all making it to
none of us
30
said,
years.
well, I'll visit my grave. Like, you know.
Hey, I thought about it.
Oh, dear God. On that note, hey, thanks for listening to Blood and Contracts. We hope you had a great time with us. If you could please rate and review us on any podcast network you're on, even if you're on your little old phone, you can rate and review right from there. You just go back to our show page, scroll down until you see the stars. Then you hit 5 stars because you love us so much.
And it'll put positive points in your carbon footprint.
Yeah.
We're part of the good supercomputer.
Sure. And if you're on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button and then hit the like on this video so that it pumps up to the top of people's pages and we get to meet more sweet friends on the internet. I'm always co-hosted by my sister by blood,
Halsey,
and my sister by contract,
Ellie.
We hope you have a lovely evening. My name is Bailey. Thanks for listening to Blood and Contract.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye now.